Today's workout is a chest workout. So first we're going to do 3 walkouts to push up. You can drop down to your knees before you do the push-up if that's easier for you. The important thing is to have your stomach drawn in and your shoulders back and down. Next, we're going into 8 squats to walk out. So the important thing is to really be engaging with your glutes. And then same thing, walking out with your shoulders back and down and your core engaged. Next, we have 10 kickbacks. So really make sure that it's your glutes you're feeling this in and not your lower back. You might need to tilt your foot out at a bit of an angle to get that feeling. And now we're going back into walkouts to push up. So same thing as before, stomach drawn in, shoulders back and down. And then we're doing 7 squats to walk out. So again, just remind you that you want to be feeling the squats in your glutes and not in your quads. And you get that by putting the weight in your heels rather than in your toes. It's also really helpful to think about your glute muscles. So really think that you're squeezing up with your glutes and then walking out using your core and your back, not your neck. Next, we have 10 pulsing squats. So really make sure that it's your glutes that you're feeling here, and they're just little pulses to remain engaged in your glutes. And then we're tapping down opposite hand to opposite foot. You want to keep an open chest as best as you can and keeping your weight in your heels. All right, and again, we're going back into the 3 walkouts to push up. Make sure when you're doing the push-up, whether it's assisted or full, that you're keeping your elbows in quite close. And now this time we're doing 6 squats to walk out. Remember, glutes, core, and shoulders back and down. The next exercise is a deadlift with wide row. So you're coming down, really feeling that in your hamstrings and your glutes, and then pinching between your shoulder blades. Pulling up with your glutes and squeeze, pinch with your shoulder blades. Again, you want your weight in your heels for this exercise. And really focusing between the shoulder blades and your bum. And back into the 3 walkouts to push up. This up-down motion is really good for cardiovascular health. It's going to get your heart rate up quite a bit. And then 5 squats to walk out this time. Remember, keeping your elbows in quite close. And squatting down with your glutes and not your quads. Remember, weight is in your heels. Next is 10 alternating reverse lunges. Remembering for reverse lunges how important it is to keep your stomach drawn in and the weight in your heel so that you feel this in your glute. If you need more balance, you can put the opposite arm out in front like you can see me doing now. Next, we have 20 traveling reverse flies. So we're just trying to target our back muscles at different angles. So really make sure it's your back that's working and not your neck. If you're feeling it in your neck, just stop and readjust and bring your shoulders back and down and really make sure you're getting that pinching feeling in your back. Again, it's really important to keep your stomach drawn in and your core engaged to protect your lower back. Next is 10 bent over rows. You really want to squeeze at the top and make sure you're lifting with your back. You can hold weights in this exercise to make it more difficult. And again, remember your core is drawn in and engaged. This next exercise is called push-up with Superman. It is quite difficult exercise, so if you want to start just on your knees, if you can master it on your knees, then you can work up to being on your toes. This takes really strong core engagement because you don't want to be tilting side to side with your body. You just want your arm to be moving. It's really important to keep your stomach drawn in on this exercise. All right, we are down to our last squat to walk out. The final exercise of this circuit is 10 cross mountain climbers. Really make sure you're squeezing with your obliques at the top and you're wanting to get your opposite knee to opposite elbow. Again, you can do this movement on your knees to make it a little bit easier, or more challenging is up on your toes.